Hello, so we are here waiting for my friend Sunny. She's a midwife in Northern California and she did indie birth midwifery school. So I'm going to wait for her to hop on and I will invite her to the chat. So just taking some deep breaths here because we were trying to do it before and we were unable to do it. So hopefully it will work out this time. I'm waiting for her to join. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Okay, Sunny, wait for my invite, okay? Let's do it. Okay.
Hi.
Yeah!
Ooh, finally. Okay.
Woo! Yes.
I cleaned everything, and also I turned it.
Good job, buddy. I need some time.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Here we go.
My name is Maida, and this is my friend Sunny. And we are here to chat about, okay, you're there. We're here to chat about her experience with the indie birth midwifery school. I'm so excited because it worked. And if you have questions for us, type them in and we're gonna get the conversation going like this. Yay, Sunny. So where would you like to start? What would you like to share with us?
Uh-oh.
It's okay, you're still
I'm still here. I'm feeling like Gail because now my connection's all crazy all the time.
For sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I think this will be better.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No problem. Well, just for us to start, maybe you can tell people like maybe a little bit how you stumbled upon indie birth or why you chose to go to school because you weren't in apprenticeship. So how that went for you, and then of course the whole, not being licensed and all those things. And how did you find that was resonant with you and why indie birth?
Okay. Well, I guess to start with then, I have 4 children of my own, and I had all of them at home by myself with no attendant, no midwife, no, just all self-care. All of those turned out really well. And between those children, I also met friends and family members who were interested in having home births. In our area, I live up by Yosemite National Park in California. So in our area, we really don't have a whole lot of options when it comes to not just midwifery care, but women care in general. And when I found out about indie birth, I was really, really drawn to it. And I actually had an option between 2 schools, but ultimately I chose indie birth. It just sounded more in line with what I wanted. There was more information. And it was the best decision I probably ever made for my own life. Through this school, not only did I learn about midwifery care and more hands-on activity with skills, but I also made huge connections with women just in general. And that really has been, I think, the biggest positive from this school. Of course, we learn tons and tons, but I think that the relationships made, not just near me, but surrounding worldwide, has been the biggest impact on the way that I want to treat and care for women in my area. The school itself was wonderful. It gave us baselines and then all the information we could ever want at our fingertips. Our teachers gave us all the information, and it's up to us to take the steps to integrate those lessons in our lives and in our midwifery care. So that teachers learn so much from.
Yeah. Yeah, you broke off just a little bit there, but that's great. So I think one question that maybe people are wondering, since you have 4 children of your own and you have small children too, like, after having your babies and choosing, an assisted birth and free birth and preparing for that, and then hearing this call to become a midwife, like, and you had small children. So when did you know it was like time? When did you know, like, oh, this is the right time for school? And because you had small children, so many women find themselves in this position, like, I've just had a baby, or I have small children, I don't have time, I don't have this, I don't have that. So how did you find that, listen, it's the right time, I want this school, this is what I want, what I'm going to do? How'd you know that?
It came to a point in life where I wasn't doing anything but raising kids, really, and doing a lot of book reading, but I really needed to step it up. With the kids being small, I can take the little small ones with me when I needed to, in most cases. In other cases, I really put out to the universe that I needed a tribe. I needed a family. I needed my family to step up more and take a more hands-on role, including my parents. So that became huge for me. Mending bonds with my parents so that I could move forward in school and have them with my younger kids was huge. And having the older ones be a little more independent was helpful also. But as far as the little ones, with school, it was really nice because I adjusted my school schedule to their schedule. So when they went to bed, then I gave myself hours to study. I'd get up a little earlier and study some more, and then get their day going, nap time, study time. I adjusted my schedule, and just putting it out there more and more that this is what I'm doing. The universe kind of helped me out with more and more in that. So whether or not you believe in, manifesting your own future, that's really what happened for me. So.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful to hear. I love that. You put it out there, like, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do. It's like spirit really made the space for you that you needed. Made it happen. Yeah.
And as far as money goes, I mean, money sucks, but we all need it to survive in this world as it is. And that was another manifestation I put out there too, is, I'm fine. Things are going to be okay. I'll be able to support my family one way or another, and that's what's happened also. So, I'm not high on the hog, but I'm able to support my family, and we have food and shelter. So
that's awesome. I was wondering if you could share a little bit more about your apprenticeship experience. Like, how did you find this midwife, and if you think this is important, or how important it is to balance, like, the school knowledge that we get, that we have access to so much information and so much, knowledge that we have access to. So that, everybody, I want to share with you all that Sunny is a very accomplished herbalist. She's like a goddess of the garden. She knows so much about plants, and she's been helping, like, all of us with all our questions, and, like, what do we use and how do we do that? And she even, she can send you herbs because she has her own. And so she's amazing. And just like that, we love her and appreciate her very much. So she's an accomplished herbalist, a very wise woman. So the question is, like, when did you know it was like, oh, it's time for me to get some hands-on experience and find this midwife, and who is she? You don't need to say her name, but kind of like, I know about it, but can you share about your experience, please?
I was really lucky, and I've known this woman my whole life growing up. But even when I had kids, I didn't ask her to be part of their births, except for one of them, which she was there for and was beautiful and wonderful. I was lucky enough to follow her into some births and be invited with her. She showed me everything that she ever learned. Her background came from a nursing midwifery standpoint. She did work in a hospital with an OB, or not an OB. He's an OB? Yeah. Sorry. She worked with, a doctor, and she worked with him for a really long time. But she also started doing home births in our area and has touched many, 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 many lives through her hands and her knowledge, and she's a beautiful person. So I just happened to know her and happened to want to follow in some of her footsteps. So we've worked together a little bit here and there and all over. I consult her a lot. I love her indefinitely. And she had actually been to a few indie birth either retreats or just meetings, and she actually met Ashley Carver, which is amazing.
Listen, I met her when she was in Los Angeles. She was here. Didn't she come here that day? I met Ashley that day too.
Oh, yeah.
She is. I think so.
So if it's the same person, if not, anyway, she's amazing and wonderful, and I love her, and I shout out to Neighbor Lady T. So, yeah, she's amazing and wonderful, and I wanted to do the same thing she was doing and meet some of the women she was meeting and learn some more of what I could with other people, because I'm more self-taught and hands-on than anything else, which intuition plays a huge role. It is major, but also being able to fall back on tangible books and human interactions, being able to call upon your sisters and your friends that know these things, that's huge. Having that connection is amazing. You can have all the hands-on experience you want, but there's always going to be something that comes up that you've never seen, you've never encountered. And having the ability to find those things or find the people that know those things to get a hold of, that's key. And through indie birth, that's how you make those connections.
That's awesome. So a question that came up when Margot hopped on the call, so we had a chat with Margot. People are asking her, like, why did she forego the CPM route and all that? Like, Margot's been practicing as a midwife much longer than I have. She's our teacher and wonderful and all that. So, but how was that for you? Like, did you ever want to become a midwife? Did you have this programming inside of you, and then did you let go? Because this was sort of happening. What happened to me? Like, I had this program. I've got to be if you want to be a respected, you got to be a CPM. That's the only way. That's the only way you're going to be respected is that you have those 3 little letters after your name. And then after being with Indie Birth, I'm like shedding this and freeing myself from this programming, and I feel so much more liberation. How do you feel about that? And what was your journey with the CPM thing?
Well, honestly, I've always been slightly a rebel in the way that I do things, because I don't always agree with the status quo. But I didn't always have a direction for that rebellion either. So I slowly worked up to, I'm in a family of nurses. The women in my family are nurses, and they were quite annoyed that I did not follow in the footsteps of nurses. I did EMT training, and I actually got to help teach the birthing portion of that, which was amazing. And that spark right there is what sent me into knowing that I wanted to be a midwife, but I could not go down the route of the medical school. Unfortunately, although medical has amazing abilities and I believe in it fully, it doesn't have a place everywhere, and it ties your hands to actually being able to serve women in the way they are requesting. Therefore, I am foregoing becoming a legal midwife. I do not want the the little card that says I've been indoctrinated into this or that or whatever. I do believe in training. I do believe in having upholding, tradition and laws, and to an extent. Once we get that licensure, we can't help women over 40 weeks. We can't help women with multiples. We can't, there's too many things we cannot do. And I'm not comfortable with that. As long as I don't become licensed, I know I risk, there's always risk. I know that I risk a lot more for my family, for myself. But maybe. I don't have that mindset though. I honestly do not have a fear that I will have a woman come to me that will become so erratic and stuck in their mind that it becomes a negative for me and my ability to help. I just don't see that happening. Not saying it can't happen, but I just don't see it. I'm not of the mindset, oh, that can't happen to me. But I'm very choosy about the people that I do have as clients. And maybe that's part of the reason, but it doesn't come from fear. It's just more of, no, I know who I want to work with and who I don't. So I'm happy to also pass women on to anyone that they choose, help them find other practitioners, something that they want. And I think that is huge for my practice here because things are limited. And so just knowing their options and being able to help them connect with those people sometimes is really amazing and beneficial. But if I was licensed, I wouldn't have those abilities. I wouldn't be able to work with certain people that I do work with, and I'm not okay with that. So getting real good training through indie birth is a huge thing for me. I love everything that I've learned. I can't say that nothing was beneficial. It all was. Or will be.
Yeah. A suggested question that came my way was like, were you surprised by anything in the school or something that you weren't expecting or that was going to be good, and then you're like, oh, this was great to learn about this, or I didn't know about that? Or was there a moment for you in the school like this?
Oh yeah, definitely for me, it had to be the integration of mental and spiritual health with the physical. That seems huge. We, in the medical field, there's no bridge at all. You work with the body and that's it. You don't work with the mind and the body and the spiritual. I feel learning to treat women as a whole entity instead of just parts, that was huge. And the second thing is the connection. I really honestly did not expect to connect with women and keep friends and in the way that I have. And for me, that is huge. So that'd be my biggest surprise.
Oh my God, that's great. So would that take away from joining? Somebody's making a lot of noise there.
I'm trying to get away from it. He keeps following me. Darn children.
I know. So is that your biggest takeaway? Or what would you consider your biggest takeaway from joining IBMS, Indie Birth Midwifery School?
My biggest takeaway, it probably would be the connection, not only with the sisters, but also with our teachers. They were always there no matter what we needed, and they have huge busy lives, but they were always personable. And even though, I'm sure we were annoying sometimes, they didn't treat us as annoying, and that's huge too. Because knowing that everyone was human was a giant thing. Yeah, it just is.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Yeah, for sure. For sure. To know that they're there and they're real people. And I think for me, like I love, because I know them personally. I just haven't met Julie yet in person. But, I know Julie, but I haven't met her in person. But Marin and Margot, like, I know them. I know how they live, the choices they make, and this is like their real lives. Like midwifery and mothering is who they really are. So it's like, oh my gosh, they're real people. You know what I mean? Like they're real, and they really believe
Yeah.
in this work. Julie too, and so they're fantastic mentors. I mean, I think so.
Yeah, I agree. I have to agree. But I think so many of the classmates, the sister women that I've met, are also the same way.
Oh, for sure, absolutely, I agree. I have to agree. Yes. Cool. Is there anything else that you would like to share with people, or any message that you would like to leave this recording with? The women who are
Um,
listening to the call, you know, that they're hearing this call, like, I want to be a midwife. How do I become a midwife? Is this route, is this the only way? You know, is there a message that's coming through?
yeah, definitely. If you want to become a midwife, do it. There's nothing to stop you. Start reading. That's how I started. I just read and read and read anything I could get my hands on. Anything I wanted to learn about, I went down that rabbit hole. If you want to know something, go for it. There's no reason to stop you. All the libraries carry these books. You can get them for free. You can barter and trade. So many of them I got at yard sales. So many of my books I got at yard sales. What books that we used in class, and they were all free because woohoo, yard sales. So, if you really want it, go for it. Money isn't an issue. I mean, I always thought it was, but once you put it out there and you make it happen, it's really not. And it comes back to you many, many ways. So go for it.
Oh my gosh, how beautiful is that? Wow, so powerful. I love it. Perfect. I love it. Sunny, are you feeling complete for today? Anything else you would like to share?
I think so.
Yeah. So
I
everybody,
think that's good.
behold the powerful, beautiful Sunny with the sun on her face and the new moon, and sharing so much love
Yeah.
for women and babies and birth, and the new paradigm of birth, and freedom for practice, freedom for midwives, freedom for women. And oh my gosh, I love you so much. I'm so delighted that we became good friends, and I can't wait to meet you in Yosemite.
Yes. I love you. Mwah. Thanks for having me
Thank you
today.
so much. I'm gonna close and post this on the Indie Birth page, so you can go back and listen to it if you want to, or not. But it's going to be available for everybody. So awesome. Thanks so much
Thank
for
you.
doing this today, Sunny. We appreciate you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for being here with us. And Indie Birth Midwifery School is now enrolling all the time. So you can enroll anytime as you want. You just there's a link on the bio, and indiebirthmidwiferyschool.org, if I'm not mistaken. And you can read about the school. You can send questions to Marin, to Margot, to Julie, and we're happy. And on the 26th of June, if I'm not mistaken, I'll be back with a live, not on Instagram. You have to sign up for this. It will be a Q&A question, like you want to be a midwife or something. I think, I can't remember what it's called, but it will be a chat, a live chat with women who are thinking and enrolling. So if you're thinking about that, I'm sure the link is on the bio too, and then you can sign up for that, and you will receive the recording once it's done if you can't make it live. But if you can make it live, come hop on and come chat with us about becoming the midwife that you want to be. So thanks so much for being here today. Much love to everybody.